You are listening to the Main Event Moto podcast.
Ooh-wee. What's up, everybody? Special edition emergency episode of Main Event Moto. We're going to talk to Toolman Dan and DB in just a second, but even on an emergency episode, we're still going to give some love to our incredible sponsors, including Fly Racing, Mika Metals, Motosport.com, Scott Goggles, No Toil, Guts Racing, EMT Racing, Blenzall, ScreenPrintingDone.com. Shout out to our boy Neil. All American Chevy of Killeen, Olney Creations, DRS Suspension with Racetech, and Unita. All right, let's get the boys on the phone and talk about the meltdown that Toolman Dan will probably be experiencing. All right, boys, first aid time. Do we need to call an ambulance? Do we need to get a first aid kit? What's going on out here? Is TMD okay?
I'm here. I'm alive. After Saturday night, I said I would never drink again, and I already broke that rule. I had to have an adult beverage last night to calm myself down from these rumors. But yeah, I don't know. I have some mixed emotions about this one, guys.
A mixed emotions, to put it lightly.
Bull, BS. BS. He's trying. Hey, look at Joe. He's doing the old thing where you try to convince yourself you're okay. Just accept you're not, Dan. You're not okay. You're fake.
You're going
fake
to
news.
be going through the stages of grief.
Well, you remember earlier in the year I told you guys that I was going to try to be a more mature, open-minded person. I'm going to go ahead and you start that now.
No, I don't remember that.
Nope, me neither. Liar.
Yeah,
hey,
I'm bummed.
well, hold on. Let's set the stage here so everyone is up to speed. Last night, Steve Mathis tweeted that Eli Tomac had signed with Yamaha, Star Yamaha, Monster on Yamaha. And you know what the truth is I heard a couple of weeks ago that he had signed with Monster, but it wasn't Cowie, but I didn't read into it. And now that this comes out, I kind of am like, whoa, that makes sense now, because it was weird. I heard he had signed with Monster, but not Cowie. And so that's what we're here to discuss. Dan, I'm assuming your mixed emotions are you just being defiant, Joe? Is that the correct word? Is he just being like defiant and acting tough when he's really heartbroken?
Yeah, he's keeping a stiff upper lip. He's not letting it show.
Yeah, here's my take on it, okay? I think it's stupid. I think it's a bad move. Of course, you guys are all going to say, well, of course you do. But the fact of the matter is he wants to race another 2 years, right? Why would you go to another motorcycle that has been proven not to get good results in Supercross or outdoors for that fact? Yeah, there was a huge improvement this year for sure. That's evident. But to go to another motorcycle with 2 more years left on your contract, he's super sensitive to his setup and bike setup and feel. He's going to spend 1 whole year of that trying to get the bike dialed in, and then maybe come out the second year and maybe do something. It just doesn't make sense to me. And Daniel, you and Joe, you know this too now. I am super, super loyal. So I don't like when guys switch teams. I get it. Money's involved and everything else. But man, when you're so close to retiring, it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. I would want to retire on the brand that I won a lot of championships on and ride off into the sunset.
So, Joe, I have an opinion, but before I get to mine, I do want to hear your thoughts on this. Like, since we've been doing this show, Eli has been on Cowie. We've seen the ups and downs. We've seen the issues and the highs and the lows. What is your thought? Straight up right now, what do you think about seeing Eli Tomac number 3 on a Yamaha next year? When we thought maybe he was going to retire of all things, but now he's going to re-sign with another brand. Joe, just your thoughts.
Oh, it's so weird. It's always weird when an athlete changes teams, changes jerseys, changes colors. In this case, changes bikes. It's going to be, if this actually goes through, take some getting used to. It'll be really weird at first, but like most things, like when somebody gets a new haircut, at first you look at them and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird, but a week later you can't imagine them any other way. So it won't take long to adjust to this, I don't think, if it's actually true.
Yeah, that's the big thing, if it's true, until there's an official press release late December of 2021, because that's how it's done in this silly sport.
Didn't you say on this week's show that Anderson was going to Yamaha?
Dude, okay, so here's what I gathered. Let me tell you, because I dug around in the last couple hours once I heard this. what I had heard was that Anderson had an offer, and he was, doing what all riders do, which is you look at your offers, you kind of you're looking at the landscape, you're wondering where you're going to end up, whatever. And then what I heard was this thing moved in fast and pretty much just intercepted the offer to where now Anderson is the one negotiating with Cowie. I don't know if that's true because I heard from one person, no, he's going back to Rockstar, which I was like, wait a minute, what the hell?
We heard that this weekend, that Rockstar, basically Pepsi bought Rockstar and they weren't sure that they wanted to continue any kind of motorsport sponsorship. But now Rockstar has re-upped with the Husky.
For 5 years, I heard.
For 5 years.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And then Anderson re-signed with Rockstar Husky again. We heard that was ink on the paper. Is what we heard.
Exactly. But then I also heard that no, that wasn't true. He was going to Star. So the most recent thing that I've gathered is that Tomac is signed, done. It's a done deal to Yamaha, which is just, I'm still a little shook. Then I heard that Anderson's deal with Rockstar Husky and with Star Yamaha were not complete, and now Cowie has moved in and they're trying to grab Anderson. But then I also heard that Malcolm Stewart had already signed with Rockstar Husky for next year. I guess it's just in this sport, guys. You don't know until they show up at the first race, until jerseys start getting printed with logos. You really don't know. But dude, I mean, can you imagine what is Cowie thinking too? Because Cowie went from Villapoto to Tomac, so they went from like a championship guy to a championship guy. Now they have AC would be their number one guy, which Dan, I know you love him, I do too. But like, there's a lot of cleanup needed. And then now they're going after Anderson. Maybe that don't work out, so do they go after Malcolm Stewart? I mean, Cowie is going from being like the dominant team to, I hope Adam can figure it out. And that's quick to me. Like, holy crap. Like, that's pulling the rug out from underneath them. And then what, has Yamaha become now like the powerhouse team with Dylan and Eli and maybe Christian Craig moving up to a 450? Like, dude, I mean, for me, Dan, I'm not as affected as you are. I'm enjoying it. This is awesome for me. This is just fun. But for you, I know it's painful. Eli's
my guy. I like Eli, but I've always said this, that AC was my number one guy. So unless AC leaves Cowie, I'm okay. I'm okay. But if AC leaves Cowie, then we may have some issues.
Dan, is it safe to say that if this is true, your bitterness is twofold? Number one, Eli leaving. Number two, that he's going blue. Because I know you are a blue hater for whatever reason. I don't know, but I know you hate Yamahas.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I do. I like I said, I've been trying to be a little bit more open-minded, not slam other brands and so on and so forth. But I'm not a Yamaha fan at all. A lot of it has to do with the riders in the past, and I don't think the bike's that good. I've ridden the bike. Yeah, it's fast, but it doesn't handle. It feels heavy. It's a pig. The Cowie's a good bike. I know you guys are like, oh, you're always going to say that. You're always going to say that. No, it is.
Well, Eli won 3 outdoor titles and a Supercross title on that bike, so it's no question it's good. But Joe, will you give me permission to give Eli's take on this, on what I think it would be?
Permission granted.
Okay, thank you, sir. Here's what I think, Dan. As much as Eli has won in the past, we've heard the rumblings that he did not like his bike. He's been whining about it, whatever. And all I have to say to that is, yes, everyone has their own style of what they like that works underneath them. And maybe he just never gelled all the way with the thing. You know what I mean? Like, he gelled well enough to win. But maybe he's just like, I can't sign another 2 years when I'm not happy with the team or I'm not happy with the bike, whatever. You said it best 2 days ago on the show. If he's wanting to come back, he's motivated. Well, maybe he doesn't want to come back on a bike that he's had fights with. Not to say it's a bad bike, but maybe it's just he didn't gel with it. They could never get it right. They got it good enough to get the titles that he got. But maybe he looks to the future and goes, look, I'm not ready to battle it out 2 more years on a bike I can't get comfortable on. And maybe this backfires. And that's probably your hope, that he gets on Yamaha and can't ride the damn thing. But, dude, maybe he hauls ass on it. Every guy is going to have their own tendencies. And until he really gets on that thing in race conditions, we don't know. He could be better. He could be the same. He could be worse. But you know how it is, Dan. You love the Cowie. You hate the Yamaha. Some people ride a Yamaha and just swear by it. So
sure,
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. he made a decision that he wants to give these last 2 years a run, and he wants to try something different in hopes that it satisfies whatever it is he's looking for. I mean, money's not the issue. Glory's not the issue. Guy wants to race, wants to win again, and he wants to try something different. And obviously Monster is sitting there on both brands. So that's my take, not taking his side, but that's me explaining maybe what he's coming from is I just don't want to battle it out 2 more years on a bike that I've already had 5 years of little bits of struggle with. I mean, we've heard that, right? For years we've heard that. So,
well, I get it. I do. And maybe he does need a change, and you know what? I'm okay with that. But the one thing that I don't like is, and this is, Roxon's big on this too, is, you know, the bike setup. Oh, I'm not comfortable. Ride the thing. You know, it's like nothing's ever going to be perfect. You know, this sport, yes, you got to have a bike that's set up, but is that bike so far off that he can't get podiums and wins and top fives? I don't think so. And I'll tell you right now that a lot of it's not the bike. It's his freaking starts. If he would get a start, he's just as fast or faster than the rest of the pack.
Yes.
So,
and I will defend you in this way. Cincerello gets starts. So it's not a bike issue. The starts is an Eli issue. It's not a Cowie issue because Adam gets starts.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, Joe. If this is true and this is a done deal, if you're Cowie, here's your options. Anderson, Malcolm Stewart, or you bump Faulkner up and say, screw 250s. Let's let the wild man get wild. What do you do, Joe, if you are Cowie? What's your move? How do you play this?
Well, I mean, my move would have been to just keep Tomac 2 more years. I think he could have a great season next year.
Yep.
I mean, his last season is probably just going to be a phone in. You know, he gets senioritis, so to speak. If he's not feeling it, he's not going to try. And I definitely wouldn't bring Faulkner up.
That would be your
like
choice. But
to that kid.
Joe, I agree with you, dude. For his own safety, I think you don't let him move up yet. No way. But okay, so then we narrowed it down. You're Cowie then. Do you go Anderson or Malcolm Stewart on a 1-year deal as you wait for Faulkner to hopefully figure it out?
I would personally go Anderson. We already talked about Malcolm. He's great to watch. He's a fan favorite, but he's kind of stuck in his thing. Anderson, former champion, you know, he's proven that he has more potential.
Okay. Dan, as a Cowie guy, as the senior vice president of Kawasaki Motor Corp, who do you want?
Man, part of me, I could go 2 ways on this. If AC was not on the team, I would probably go Malcolm, just for the, people love him, the fans love him. He's just a really good personality. But since we do have AC, I would take Anderson. And you know what? Anderson was a Team Green kid growing up, so maybe this is like coming home for him. And maybe Anderson absolutely kills it on a Cowie. I think the Cowie's a better bike than the Husky. I mean, the Husky's a really good bike, but who knows? I mean, we talk about change, and maybe it'll benefit the Yamaha, will benefit Eli, and maybe the Cowie will benefit Jason. So it could be good. I like Jason Anderson. I got nothing against him. He's a good rider, and maybe this is a little change that he needs. So I'm open to it. I wish Eli the best of luck at Yamaha, and I'm still a fan. He won us a lot of titles, and he's still one of the best riders in the world. But
Dan, us. You guys ready for my solution for Cowie?
Let's hear it.
Both. You just got rid of a guy that was over $2 million a year in salary. You got the money now. Go get both. Go get Anderson and Malcolm Stewart and stack the top 10. You'll have 3 guys that are in the top 10. Hopefully those guys are taking shots at it. Why do you got to pick one? You got the money.
And I've always said that Cowie needed more bikes on the track. And what I mean that is not the LCQ, because last week 12 of the 22 guys were on Cowies in the LCQ in the 450 class. But we need more bikes on track. There needs to be more green on screen, and I think it would be a great move. Like you said, they're all top 10 guys, and when it comes down to winning a title, having a good solid teammate could definitely that can make or break things. And I think Cowie needs to to expand their rider selection a little bit more and get some more guys on the track in case they do come down to a title fight where you got a couple teammates that could potentially help you, because KTM has that. They've had that in the past, and it's worked for them. Cowie needs it as well.
Okay, well, hey, Joe, I know you got to go, so here's my last thing. From what we've heard, Red Bull KTM did sign Plessinger, and I heard they're going to sign Marvin again, which means they have a 3-rider team, which I love. Hell yeah. These manufacturers, bring more in if you can. If I'm Cowie, I am finding a way to get 2 more guys. I would take Anderson and Stewart. If I can't get one or both of them, I go get Christian Craig. I go and get 2 guys and run 3 next year. No matter which way you do it, you can afford it. And so that's my move if I'm Cowie. If this is all true, just go and reset and hope that AC blossoms into the guy you want and hope that Faulkner gets it together. And then maybe next year you're looking good with, or 2023, you're looking good with AC and Faulkner. But for me, I'm going to go get Craig, Malcolm, Anderson. I would even sniff around at McElrath. I would even take a look at Colt Nichols and see if there's any moves there available. If I was Cowie, I would go hard at Nichols right now and try to grab him and get him out of it. I don't know how the contract situation looks, but if I'm Cowie, go get 2 guys to replace the 1. That would be my move. Dan, your final thoughts.
I like the Nichols idea, but he's going to have to lose the earring if he's going to ride a green bike.
And Joe says he needs to have a couple more of them. Hey, Joe says if you want Nichols, he needs to do 2 more earrings on his nipples, and he's good to go. Right, Joe?
That's right.
Okay, yeah, Joe, your final thoughts.
That's it. You just got it. The longer cross-chain earring, nipple clamps, the whole thing.
Dan, good luck the next 24 hours.
Yeah, no, everything's good. Good luck to Eli. Maybe he can win us another outdoor title on his way out. That would be great. And AC's going to crush him next year.
Oh, boy.
Well, would you rather have... Wait, last question, Dan. Would you rather have Eli win you guys one more title, or would you rather have AC just slap him around all summer and get it for himself?
Oh, I would love AC to slap him around. You know? Hey, you know what? Real quick. Maybe this is AC's motivation, knowing that Eli's leaving, that it's time to step up and be the number 1 guy and get his shit together and stop crashing. He goes out and spanks these guys. I mean, this could be a domino effect for so many different people, you know?
It will. I mean, Joe, you know how it goes. When something changes at the top, it usually works its way down to the bottom. Yeah. So this is going to be fun to watch. Joe, I'll let you go. I got to go. Dan, good luck the next 24 hours. We're praying for you, man.
Hey, thanks for the emergency pod, guys, and checking on me. Appreciate that.
Main event, Moto. Screw it. You know it by now.